Happy Spiritual Sunday. Okay. All right, so let's get started. What are we doing here? We're here to understand the universal technology of the soul. As we often emphasize, the only thing that's in common for every human being on earth is the soul. Once you go outside the soul, you have all kinds of differences. Even before you leave your body, you already have differences in the physiology in your body versus other people. We all have heart, lung, liver, kidneys, etc., but they don't all function the same way at the same time for all of us. Once you go past that, then you've got more differences. What you and I are here to do is be able to see the commonality through the differences. And that's really, in a different way, hopefully a new aspect for many of you, what we'd like to do today. So, as we always start off, yes, with our affirmation, because as you're about to say, consciousness is everything. So the more that we can change what goes on here between the ears, the more we can shift our perspective about ourselves, other people, and the world around us, and how the world works, then the better our life can be. Because as we've said actually last week, and I believe also the last week before that, they're giving me some kind of continuity here. We are the creators of our world, and we create from here. And that's why the Kabbalists do say, as we are about to affirm, consciousness is everything. Because everything we think affects how we behave, and how we behave determines what comes back to us. Not what comes back to everybody else, what comes back to us. Unfortunately, we've come to believe that if we send out our anger and resentment and, we try and show how powerful we are and how we're going to show that person and put them down because of what they did to us, their life doesn't change because of that. They don't get better or worse because of that. We want to think so. Well, we put them down, now they're in their place. No, but what do we do to ourselves? What we send out goes around and comes back to us. What they send out goes back and comes back to them. So that we have to keep in mind. If you want a better life, then you have to be a better person. And that's all the Kabbalah Center has been doing for every person on earth for 100 years formally. And I would say technically 5,783 years collectively. Because that, according to the Kabbalists, and again, if you're new, don't just believe it, investigate and find out why we say that. But since Adam and Eve, as we know Adam and Eve, 5,700 in less than a month, it'll be 83 years. So we've been trying to get it right that long. I would say it's time to do, no? Enough chaos in the world? Enough problems? We have enough inner turmoil? Yeah, see, people not sure, even here. Maybe you out there around the world. Have you had enough? If you haven't had enough, that's a sad part. The Rav and Karen always taught us, in fact, I didn't bring it with me. The Rav used to say, people love to hug their chaos. They love to hug their chaos. Why? Because it justifies their existence. Right? Why are they in misery? Well, because of that person, what happened when they grew up, and what happened by this, and happened there, and happened in business, happened with their friends. They have all the justification. Meanwhile, they're hugging their chaos and staying in misery, but every now and then they get a little bit of relief, because they have that person to blame, and that person to blame, and they get to feel like a victim, which does also what? Sadly, because it doesn't last very long, sympathy. And I want to make sure you understand there's a difference between empathy and sympathy. Sympathy is like a spiritual or a psychological, let's call it, aspirin. It's a quick shot of Novocaine. When a person feels like a victim and they're all down in the dumps, when they can draw sympathetic energy, which also sucks the energy from the person they're getting it from, but all they get is a temporary relief. 5 minutes, they feel, so they're okay being a victim. And then it goes away, and now either they have to face their own life or find somebody else to victimize by sucking their sympathetic energy from them. We're learning in the center. Glenn and I have been learning 35 years here. Doesn't pay. It just doesn't pay. Instant gratification, short-term fulfillment does not pay. Not anymore, and it's becoming more obvious. Because as we've talked about even the last couple weeks, as time disappears, the sense of instant but short-term gratification, you get these short the pill, that metaphysical pill of aspirin, they get a microsecond of relief and then the pain is back. So it's not even worth it anymore. It's not worth it even in that way. So, okay, before I give you that whole thing, I had something else planned. Let's do our affirmation together. Consciousness is everything. I raise my consciousness today to see the miracles and wonders of life. I commit myself to behave with greater love, compassion, and kindness towards all human beings. So let's just remind ourselves, so that those of you who are new online with us, taking a quick look. Okay, okay. Deerfield and Delray is with us too. How about that? Long way. So let's remind ourselves, the only reason we came into this world, the only reason we left that endless world of the light of the Creator and being, if you will, absolutely clear that there is this Creator and the light is infinite and perfection, we left that for only one reason, because we came into this world with a mission of just emulating the Creator, imitating the Creator. And it's not so complicated. The only thing the Creator did really, create our soul, one soul, a vessel, and then filled it with light. Shared the light that it possessed with someone else, which in this case was the one soul of humanity. So then down in this world, what's our job? Just do the same thing. Don't let it be complicated. Our job is to take the light that's implanted inside of us and just share it out with anyone, everyone in this universe, with everyone in the world, with any person in front of you, around you, etc. That's all. And what's the reward for that? Greater eternal bliss, more lasting fulfillment, being protected in a lasting way, having prosperity that doesn't go and come, having health that stays with you, peace of mind, etc. That's what we want. We want to be able to have a greater sense of peace and serenity for a longer time, not just instant gratification. Because the Creator gave us literally heaven in heaven. Our job is to create heaven on earth. But it already exists. Our job, Garden of Eden, our job is to take away the curtains that we've hid the Garden of Eden with. So then, keep in mind that the universe is constantly working for our good. So the thing I wanted to bring up today is angels. Seems to be a big thing in people's minds. Angels, angels, angels. Again, the Kabbalists make it so simple and so clear. Angel, malach, is simply just a messenger. If you say to somebody, you send a messenger, right? I'm going to give you a letter, I want you to go take it to somebody, a messenger. It's the same word. Angels are just messengers. They are the light of God, enclosed in an ethereal body. So some of us can see them, some of us can't. Some of us may be in a meditation, which I'm going to share with you. Something very powerful happened to me this week. You know, you experience them and sometimes not, but they're here. The Kabbalists say literally within our 4 foot, like if you extend your arms out like this and you made a circle, in your sphere, there are probably billions of angels. Billions of angels. And they're all there to give us messages. Now, some of us may still think, and hopefully after today it'll disappear from our mind, there are good and bad angels. Right? There are good, of course, the good angels. They're the ones who come and bring us, happiness and joy and clarity and give us all those great ideas and tell us how wonderful we are. But then there's those other ones, the nasty bad angels. They're the ones that are always poking at us and making us think that we're not good and whatever. No such thing. No such thing Kabbalistically. And that's what I'd like to make clear today. Because let's look at it this way. What are the good angels? So we all say good angels. They're telling me how great I am. Bless you. And they're telling us what more good we can do. What's our affirmation? Not we're not loving, we're not kind, and we're not compassionate. I want to give more love, more kindness, more compassion. So the good angels are the one that give us those great ideas. Right? We always think about it as intuitive voices. Remind you when you're about to walk out without your office keys to go back. So you don't make all the trip to the office, no keys, got all the way come back, things like that. Good angels. But what about the bad angels? The bad angels are also light enclosed in an ethereal body. In an ethereal body. But what's their job? Their job is to be for us quality assurance officers. Quality. Now, think in the big picture, are you a quality person? Yes or yes? Well, I got 3. I don't know about the rest here. I'm going to be a little scared, right? Are we quality people? Yes, okay, we're quality. But are we 100%? Are you letting all the light of God come out from you all the time? No. So we can improve our quality. But what are the bad angels there to do? And this is what you and I learned from Kabbalah 1 forward, how to make use of them. Because the Zohar, literally the blueprint of the universe, tells us our job is to make the bad angels, quote unquote, serve the good angels. So that's why for me, it became the quality assurance officer. If you sell a product, don't you have somebody check it before it goes out? Because you want to make sure that your customers think you're sending out the best product possible. So you hire a quality assurance officer to do what? To point out where maybe something isn't exactly right, where it's a little off, so that people don't start saying, so-and-so, they sell terrible stuff, right? It's not good stuff. You want the best stuff. What about us? We want to show the world that we are the best, that we are exactly what the Creator created, pure beings of light, pure and perfect beings of light. So the bad angels, quote unquote, are the ones, yes, they have a dirty job to do what? Come to us and point out, Chaim, you didn't get rid of your ego, you didn't get rid of your anger, you didn't get rid of your guilt, you didn't get rid of your fear, you didn't get rid of your greed, you didn't get rid of your sense of insecurity. That's what those angels are. Don't just say they're bad angels, they're actually the best. Because sometimes the bad angels, again, the challengers, will make us think when the good angels come to say, oh, you're so good and you're so great, then the nasty angel that's doing the nasty job, still an angel of light, will come and say, build your ego up, right? You finished, you're done with all your tikkun, all your karma, you're there. If everybody else could just be like you, the world would be amazing. So sometimes even the good angel can be used in the wrong way. Depends on us. So we want to understand that, yes, those angels, how many of you have a friend who's willing to look at you and say exactly what the truth is, even when it's not easy for them to say nor you to hear? But you know they love you and they want to tell you something to help you with a better life, improve your life, not fall into a trap somewhere or whatever. So let's think of those angels. They're the good angels and the ones delivering the tough messages for us to point out where we're not sharing our light, and therefore where we're missing our piece of heaven on earth, where we're missing the opportunity to grow and evolve into that more of our pure and perfect being, where we will have a greater sense of peace and harmony, and where we'll be more protected from the chaos of the world. Isn't that what you want? Or do you just like falling into all the chaos of the world? Oh, good. Now you're not answering yes. So that's good, right? We don't want more chaos. So that's what the light does. Light protects us from darkness. In the physical world, how much more the light of the Creator? So we want to understand everything. All angels are on our side. There's no such thing as an angel against us. And it may sound a little extreme. And again, if it pushes some buttons, at least pause, listen through. You can ask your teachers. We can have a little conversation outside of today. But even the angel of death is actually the angel of life, there to point out to us where we still believe in death, where we still have the illusion. But some of you have already shared with me, people who, your loved ones who've left, you've seen them, they've come to you in dreams, they're telling you they're okay. So is there really death? Yes, I'm not saying the body doesn't disappear, but the idea that they've disappeared completely and their essence is gone, no such thing. Our job is to extract light out of the darkness, and that's where I want to go. Because the universe is a conspiracy. And it's not a theory. It is a fact. The universe conspires to each and every one of us individually to bring everything we needed exactly when we need it, exactly in the right way, and even through the right physical messenger even, to help point out to us what those angels trying to tell us. Chaim, you got a little fear, a little ego, a little guilt, a little shame, a little this, insecurity, whatever. So sometimes people have to also be the messengers of those angels. But they're there to help me put out the best product possible. To be in experience for my life, in helping other people, to be the pure essence of what God created me to be. That's the only reason we're here. We're not here to have business and house and family and friends, the rest of it. Those are the means by which we can share our light. Those are the means by which we can see what's going on with us if we see the world as a mirror. So the angels are a delivery system. So keep that in mind. Now, how do we see also how it shows up in this world? So, and if you're, again, new to this, the Kabbalists teach us the 5 books of Moses is true. Those people lived, they did what the Bible says they did, but as we can all see, you know, when it tells you 40 years, let's just, this one simple story, 40 years in the desert, the book of Exodus, right? Does the Bible, the 5 books, tell you everything happened in 40 years? No, it gives you a little shot here like the Reader's Digest, right? A little piece, you know, the Cliff Notes. So there are other commentaries that explain all the rest of it. What they said, where they went, what happened, some more of the details, and then there's the most valuable, the Zohar, the deepest and clearest understanding, not just of what physically happened, but what are the universal laws of our soul today, 2022, that we can live to have the same miracles that they had then. So we want to take the understanding of Moses, one of the most powerful and highly elevated people ever to exist. So they say Moses was half angel and half human. So we say, of course, that was Moses. He went up on Mount Sinai. He was the one who spoke to God face to face. He went up into the heavens to bring down the 2 tablets of what we call the 10 utterances, things like that. So of course, he must be half human and half angel. But let's stop and think about it, though. Who are we? Who are we? So I came up with this idea because some of you know me in technology. We are a divine soul. Our soul is a piece of the Creator, literally a piece of the Creator. Whatever name you give it, the Creator, which is why the Kabbalists teach us we have the power to heal. We have the power to transform matter. We have the power to help people grow. We have the power to transmute physicality. We have that power. Isn't it interesting? Do you believe you could walk through a wall? Okay, silence. Do you go back 500 years? Do you think anybody on earth 500 years ago, except the Kabbalists, would believe in this? A cell phone. No, you're trying to describe 500 years ago a cell phone, they'd lock you up or burn you, right? Because there's no way they could conceive it. But today, you look at a cell phone, how many of us think, wow, what an amazing thing? Maybe 50 years ago, you say, wow, you know, those celebrities, they had a car phone, ooh la la, right? That was special and unique. Today, every Joe Schmo on earth has one of these. We take it for granted, but think of the miracle. Why can't we then just extend our consciousness and say, yes, the same way Moses was half human and half angel, we are also. We have a divine soul. But then we have a body, a physical body, which I will call for now artificial intelligence. Meaning, it has an energy of its own for most people, just like my cell phone. My cell phone is artificial intelligence, yes? Except sometimes it's smarter than me. When I don't know how to use it, right, and I can't figure out, then in essence, in that moment, it's smarter than me. So I do the wise thing. I call my kids. Tell me, how do I make this work? Once they give me the technology, now in simple terms, who's smarter? Me. And this artificial intelligence does what I tell it to do. Meanwhile, it was doing what it wanted to do. So most people on earth, except for you and me, our bodies, their bodies, are programmed as artificial intelligence to be the opposite of the soul. Think selfishly. Think divisively. My body over here is separate from your body over there. So when people out there in the world who also have that consciousness, they give their divinity to the body's intelligence, and then the body says, scream at that person, yell at that person, be a victim, feel insecure, etc. Because look at what's going on around them. Then they give in to that. So the body is controlling them. What you and I are learning is the opposite. Because the same way our soul is that perfect piece of us and wants to do good things, So our body can also do good things. It can be just the pure vessel, vehicle for our soul to work in this world. Because we need physicality to operate in the physical world. The soul alone will not operate. But just like your car, you know, when you hear that somebody had an accident in a car, usually these days, what's the first thing people ask? Were they texting and driving? Meaning they were not paying attention to the car. They were not in conscious control of the car. They were distracted. So the car just did on its own. Whichever way the wheels were turned, etc., that's the way the car went. And okay, if it's out of alignment, so it turns a little this side, and then boom, there's an accident. Not because the car couldn't stay on the road, but the person wasn't taking control. So the car went wherever the car wanted. Like the body will go wherever it wants when we're not taking conscious control over it. So that artificial intelligence is waiting for us. So then what's chaos? When the artificial intelligence of the body takes control or is given control and it just runs amok. How do you know? Or when does it happen? You ever said one of those words that the microsecond the word went out of your mouth, you wish you could take it back? But now for that 1 second of what you're about to say or what you said out of a little frustration or anger or hurt or whatever it was, you're going to pay for 7, 8, 10, 20, 50 years. Right? Think about it. So who was in control? The body. The body. But it was programmed by us like artificial intelligence. Why? All of our past behavior. Our past behavior programmed the body to be angry, to be critical, to be judgmental, to be egotistical, to be arrogant. So then when we're not taking conscious control, the body just operates automatically. So it lets that word out. And then we try and fix it. And it's easier to prevent than it is to cure in every way, shape, or form. Yes, it may not always take 50 years, but who wants to take that risk? So we want to understand we have the power. It's up to us. It's up to us. And then, of course, look around you. How many times have you thought of those people as little devils? This one, you don't know what they did. They're just the devil incarnate. You hear people talk about that all the time, right? People are the devil. People are the devil. But we also have the other side. We have people who we call angels, our friends, loved ones, or even out of nowhere. Sometimes you even hear the story. There was someone was riding a bicycle or something and some car hit her, knocked her in the street, and another car was about to come, and she said she felt like somebody, she saw the person, pulled her out of the street, and then when she turned around to look to thank her after, she regained her senses for a minute, gone, just disappeared. So we say angels come around, right? We want to say the metaphysical ones, but there's also, what about angels? You never had somebody come out of nowhere and give you the right answer, introduce you to the right person, bring you some clarity or solution? Oh, you're an angel. We say those things. They are and we are. Like Moses. Moses was half human, half angel. Every one of us are. Because we have a divine soul, we have a physical body. Half angel, half human. Because the idea of angels, they are just messengers. We explained that. So the Kabbalists say, in essence, they don't have free will. They just do whatever they're directed by the Creator. You and I also have that ability. And in the end of the story, we're all supposed to be angels. Meaning, we're supposed to use our free will. Maybe this will be another spiritual Sunday, so I'm just going to say it now. We're here to use our free will to have no free will. To give away our free will, to just do what the Creator tells us 24/7. Which would be greater love, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, generosity, tolerance, etc. That's it. At that point, we are pure angels. Because meaning, not that we're just ethereal like this, but that we just do whatever the Creator says. We just do whatever the Creator tells us to do. Plain and simple. That's it. Right? So we want to be like that same thing, just messengers of the Creator. We are to some extent right now. We are doing that. But we want to be fully, completely. So then when we're looking around and we're seeing other people, we want to realize, no, I can be the angel, I can be the devil. They can be the angel, they can be the devil. It's all our perspective. If we're looking at the actions they do, we see devil. But if we look inside to see the real person there and what the message is for us, then they become an angel. Quality assurance officer. which if I will listen to that, I know it's a simple example, but how many people do you know who don't listen to their GPS? I mean, really, 21st century, the GPS is programmed, if you program it right. Maybe that's the issue. If you don't program it right, of course, it's going to give you the wrong direction. But if you program it right, it's got physically the bigger picture. It's from a satellite up there, and it's telling you, go right, go left, whatever it is. But every now and then, don't you? You just feel like you do with your friends, like you do in life. No way, I just want to be spiteful. You tell me go left, I want to go right. Right? But it's a machine. You're talking your GPS, and you talk to it. The voice says, turn left. You say, screw you, I'm going to the right. The heck with you. Don't tell me what to do. Why? Because you're in that mood in the moment. I don't want to be controlled. I don't want to be told what to do. That never happens to you with people. Someone will say, look, Chaim, I think it's good for you to do this. No way. I don't want to do that. You can't tell me what to do. Not because I don't know it's good even sometimes. I just don't want them to think they told me what to do. So I'll do something hurtful because I don't want, you follow? Especially if it's someone you just had a little issue with. And they say, no, but I think you should do this. Right? You follow? You can relate? And you say, I'm not going to give them satisfaction. I'm going to go the other way. It's like, imagine some guy walking on the street, and okay, like today, talking on the phone, not paying attention, or what do they call it now? What's the thing with walking and texting? There's a new term for that. Wow, we must be really old if we don't know that. Okay. Texting. Yeah, what is texting? Okay. But say so the person distracted, a guy across the street, hey, idiot, you're about to fall in a pothole. So the guy looks, he says, the heck with you, I'm not listening to you, and jumps right in the pothole. Hello, how smart would that be? But we all do some form of that at some point. Right? Because we don't want to be controlled, don't want to be told what to do, don't want to think we're not good enough or smart enough, and meanwhile we're hurting ourselves. So we got to start realizing, no, what the whole point of today is, we all have power that we don't even understand. We can hear, we have a piece of the Creator, we have the piece of the Creator, but then the opponent, that parasite we've injected in our own head will say, oh, don't listen to him. Look at all the bad stuff you did. Look at all the mistakes you made. Look at all the difficult situations, etc. Have all the guilt and shame. So then we'll stop believing we have a piece of God inside of us with all the powers. So whatever Moses did, we have the ability of doing the same thing in our level. Pick whoever you want. Whatever your particular background is, whoever you think was a great sage or a wise man or whatever they did, we have the same ability in our level. So you read the biblical stories, resurrection of the dead. Oh, some of us may believe it for some time in the future. Some people just go, it's a Bible story, who could believe that? But go to any hospital, scene of an accident or a drowning. How many times have you heard people resurrected from the dead? CPR, defibrillation, what is that? That's not resurrection of the dead? Just because they use electricity, physical electricity, it's still resurrection of the dead. Because we are not yet living our potential that we could just put our hands on somebody and resurrect the dead, or from a distance literally resurrect the dead, doesn't mean that we don't have the ability. So when you're doing it, when it's being done medically, the opponent will say, see, but that's only medically, that's physically. You can't do it any other way, and nobody else could do it. Stop believing the lie. That's why we have our affirmation, to keep reminding us the truth. We are capable to live lives like the Creator on earth. And like we said last week, and if you didn't watch it either the first time or watch it again, we are gods of our own world of 8 billion people. So you decide your world, I decide mine, everybody decides theirs. So if you're living in any form of chaos, it's your creation, and therefore you can uncreate it. So our job is to live our potential. And really, the purpose of what's happening today, what I'm sharing with you today, because as my teachers, the Rav and Karen, would do everything they could do to bring out our best, to help us see that we really are beings of light, and we have those capabilities. This is what I'd like to pass on to each of you and any of you who are watching, and those of you who will share this video with anybody who will watch. to remind yourself, we are beyond superheroes. Superman, Superwoman, whichever one you want to pick, only has a limited ability. They couldn't change people's health, you and I can. They couldn't necessarily change their prosperity, you and I can. Because the light of God is every aspect of our physical life. And awaken it in us and awaken in other people, we're beyond any superhero you ever hear about. But maybe that opponent making us think, oh, well, those are superheroes, we can't do that, and then we live small. We live less than our potential. So I want to share with you there is no darkness in this world, there is only light. The darkness is when we can't see it, or like we said today, when those, quote, bad angels, whether it's a physical person or the metaphysical ones, when we see them as bad, instead of realizing they are light enclosed in that body, the spiritual body, like we said, of our best friend, who's willing to tell us what's wrong with us, to help us out of our garbage. So I had this vision in a meditation last week. Of one of my angels, powerful. The first thing I saw, this very, looked, like you would imagine a gladiator type. Strong, powerful angel with a sword, and is fighting this big black furry blob that I knew in that meditation was what's remaining of my guilt from many lifetimes. And through these various meditations, I have seen many lifetimes to have guilt for. But I'm determined to finish the guilt because it doesn't serve me anymore. It served me for a while because it made me think I was a good person. Because as I often teach, only good people, or let's say everyone's good, only people acting good and growing and evolving have guilt. Because even you and I, before we started to grow spiritually, we didn't have guilt. They screamed at us, we put them down. We didn't have guilt because it was the right thing to do. That's what our parasite told us. We had justification, so we didn't feel guilty. So there was a piece of my guilt that I was satisfied with because it meant I was a good person. So where I could see some of the bad things I had done in past lives, now, oh, I have guilt, I must be good. And I let myself hold it. So I see in this vision, I see this angel fighting this blob of all my guilt, what was left. And they're fighting, like intense fighting. And as I'm going through the meditation, because I realize it was my guilt, as I start to forgive myself, I start to do some transformation, etc. Slowly, the intensity of that fighting getting less and less, less and less, less and less. I had a lot of revelations about things that I hadn't really thought about before, which is the help of the angels. And all of a sudden, the two of them stop fighting, right? Because in the moment, what am I seeing essentially? The good angel and the bad angel, right? The angel of light and the angel of dark. No, but I knew it was my guilt. We create those angels, those energy forces. Then I see them both, as opposed to fighting each other like this, suddenly they stop and they turn to face me. And this big blob of guilt starts smiling at me. And then it's like the negativity, like the disguise, starts coming off and I see light. And I realize it's really an angel of light, but like I'm telling you today, which is where this message is coming from, that it was really my good angel, a good of my angels, just playing the part to give me support, to give me motivation, to give me enthusiasm, to give me a kick in the rear, if I could say it, to finish off my guilt. Because the fight that was going on, it was intense. And I'm sure like you and I, when you see the fight, okay, if you see a fighting movie sometimes, okay, the bad guy get the good guy. So of course part of it is, yeah, my good angel, beat up the other one, get rid of him like that. No, our job is to extract out of the darkness the light. So what's the message in a practical daily aspect? How do you apply it in your life? Everybody who walks into your life, everybody. And I just want to preface it. If any of you watching or any of you here have had really traumatic, difficult, really difficult situations, pause, just let it be for now. Talk to your Kabbalah teacher, Explain it, because if it's bringing something up, it's time to deal with it. It's your opportunity to extract it. But everybody comes your way. Everybody is literally half angel, half human. Or if you want to say it, meaning they half the old idea of the angel and half the old idea of the devil. But you and I have absolute control over what they will be for us. I could have let that energy of guilt stay with me. Okay, good. Angel, keep fighting, keep away from me. I could have come out of the meditation and still be dealing with my guilt. But I was willing to go through it, and it was willing to continue to keep me motivated and excited about working to remove my guilt. And then I saw it change. The darkness went away and the light showed up. So when these people show up in your life, you decide, are you going to get the angelic part and the message for you? Or are you going to get the message of the opponent in your head that's looking at the outside of that thing to say, oh no, still have guilt, still have resentment, still feel blame, still be a victim, still have insecurity? No, we want to extract the light. That's what we're learning here. Everything is light. There are no two powers in the universe. There's only the light of the Creator. Our job, extract it. So this is why we learned from Kabbalah 1, pause. Somebody challenging you, that devil comes along and pushes your buttons. First thing to realize, whose button are they pushing? We even say, they pushed my button. You didn't say they pushed somebody else's button. We feel it. If it's my button, I can get rid of my button. If I get rid of the button, nobody can push it. So first, just at least take responsibility. They push your button, you're about to scream and yell, pause, think, what do I want? What do I want to come back to me? It's not what I want to come back to them, because I have no control over that. Even if you react and scream and yell and fight and bite, they have the same free will to determine that we're the angel from their point of view, and they're going to have an amazing life. And good's going to come to them, and we'll be stuck with the negativity because we're putting negativity out, which will come back to us. We have to wake up. Yours. So we want to see the half angel in everybody. We want to connect to the angelic part. We want to draw that part out because it's helping us to be more pure and perfect, revealing more of our perfection. That's our work. Don't let the parasite in your head that's working with those ones in disguise out there to think you're less than, you're no good, you can't, they're doing this to you. No. Look in the mirror and keep reminding yourself, I am a pure and perfect being of light. I was created by the Creator, and the Creator doesn't create junk. So I have to have all the power, all the abilities, all the capabilities. I just have to reveal it. That's our free will. Our free will is to hide it, play down, or get up and be who we're supposed to be. That's it. And the more we do it, the more we inspire others, because like will attract like. The same thing. Why do you hold those people, whoever they are, that you feel are highly evolved people? Why do you hold them in respect, in honor? Not worship, but you look at them, wow, look what they've done. Well, whatever they've done, they're just showing you what you can do the same. Nobody's the exception to the rule. Nobody. Exception to the rule, nobody created differently by God. Everybody has a piece of God. Yes, can you do things physically better than me? Yes, but doesn't make you a better person than me. Doesn't mean your piece of God is better than my piece of God. That's what that parasite on our head will make us think. Well, these people, they were the exception to the rule. We could never be like that. Don't ever believe it. We are angels hiding. We are those pure beings of light waiting to be revealed. So use everybody and everything that comes your way to do like the Creator, which we said in the beginning was our only mission. People come along, pause, and just decide they're going to be my vessel. I'm going to shine light on them because they have a soul which will receive the light. And I'm activating the light in them like the Creator did in the endless world. Just fill them with light. Shine light from you. You walk away better, and they have a spiritual awakening. And what goes around and comes back to you will be much better. Keep that in mind. Then that little parasite in our head has no power over us. When it's telling us, oh, you'll get this instant gratification, and we can pause and say, I don't want your instant gratification. I want eternal bliss. I want everything, not something. I want it all, not pieces. I want it forever, not temporarily. Then it has no power. It can't beat us. Anyone in this room, I guarantee you, nobody in this room or nobody who's watching today could be taunted or tempted by that voice to go beat people up, to go rob a bank. No, because it's so silly to us to think such a thing. We know we would get in trouble, spiritually, even forget physically. So now we just raise that to the next level. When they're telling us that parasite, judge them, be envious, be jealous, be greedy, don't think you have enough, why should you share, run away from sharing? It's no. Why should I? The more I share, the more then the light of the Creator can bless my life, because I'm shining more light out. That's what we want to hold. So it's in our hands. The Zohar says that the heart is the seat of the soul. The Zohar says that our heart has eyes in it. So today, as we open the eyes to see the infiniteness of the light, it will help us see the infinite light within us. It'll help us see the infinite light in other people. As we'll open our heart to other people, then instead of seeing the person who's challenging us and trying to put us down or berate us or whatever it may be, no, we will see a person who's wounded, a person who has a spiritual wound, because inside them is also the infinite power and abilities of the Creator. So as you will bring that light out to shine it on them and help heal their wound and bring more of their soul's energy out, more of their angelic peace out, then you win and I win. And when you walk away, more light, suddenly you see your world as a greater piece of your Garden of Eden. And those people will start to be attracted. They'll have an awakening. And when enough of us are doing this, that's when we're all going to live in that world of bliss. That's when we're going to be able to claim all the blessings that the Creator gave us. Love, kindness, peace, harmony, unity. And the angel of death, like that blob that I told you about, will suddenly drop its disguise, and it will be the angel of life. Eternal, pure, blissful life. God bless. So, I think I shared with you last week, because of your generosity and those of you watching and the generosity of students around the world, we were able to give away over 80,000 Zohars last year. And up to this point this year, we were able to give scholarships. I think it was about 50,000 people who want to come learn who can't. They can't afford it. So this is why we always bless our offering, because there's no way the center will be able to finish its mission of really taking the complete cover off the angel of death, and therefore nobody will have chaos anymore. So you and I understand that the more we can give and support those projects, the more will come back to us now. And we can be living in our Garden of Eden while we're helping everybody else, and we have no pain, no suffering, as the great sages did. So I also want to remind you, if you don't have one of these, make sure you get one before you go. Because if you're this is the minimum you can have, is just a pocket Zohar. Keep one in your car. I could tell you miracles for the next hour. People who had these in their cars, people who carried them on their person, etc. So they're easy, small. That's why we made them like this, right? Or if you're ready for it, get a set of Zohar, get the sacred Zohar, which is all the entire Aramaic of the Zohar, and brings you that energy. So I want to thank you for the generosity, and hopefully very quickly, with more of your support and more of you talking to more people or just spreading these messages and getting people to come either Kabbalah.com or visit their local center to be able to continue to share this until we finish the job. So let me just put here. Those of you here, if you'll hold your offering in your hand, we'll do our blessing. Those of you online, I posted the giving site, do the meditation, and then we have our meditation from one of the 72 names we'll be doing. So just hold it. Money is a vessel. And if you want it to bring you lasting blessings, then what we're doing now is essential to inject lasting blessings. Our unconditional love, our gratitude for all that the Creator has given us, and now even to be grateful as we look back on the challenges that have been in our life that have, even through the struggles to survive, made us stronger, made us more loving, made us more compassionate, more sensitive and caring towards other people, which is also a huge blessing, because we look in the mirror, we'll be more compassionate and more caring to the person we see also. So we appreciate all that the Creator's given us. that's allowed us to have what we have. And we know to be like the Creators, to share it, to help the rest of the 8 billion parts of ourself in our world to have a spiritual awakening, to come more quickly and with mercy to the awareness of their true nature, and that the Creator's already implanted in them blessings beyond their imagination. All we and they have to do is let it out through greater actions of love and kindness, generosity, compassion, forgiveness. So we want to envision this gift going through the projects of the center to literally reach the heart and soul of 8 billion people on the planet, taking away the darkness, the clouds of limitation and illusion from our eyes and theirs, that we can all see clearly the truth, the circuitry of what goes around comes around, and that we are and have always been in charge of our own lives and our own destiny. And the more we touch other people, we know and we're thankful, the more it gives us greater control over our reactivity and greater strength to transform that darkness and chaos to light, harmony, order, and blessings. And together we say, Amen. So I know we got it here. Okay. So for those of you online, if you're new, you look to your left here in the room. That chart over there is 72 names of God. They are made up of 3 light force particles that people have called Hebrew letters, Aramaic letters, but they are literally portals to the endless world, and they shine the light of the Creator. So in this case, the combination of Hey, Zayin, Yud connects us to angels. I know it says here guardian angels, but essentially they're all guards for us. So just let the shapes, just look at them. Hey, Zayin, Yud. Either remember the name, if you're more auditory. Let the shapes be engraved in your mind's eye. They are primordial. Nobody created them. The Kabbalists just gave us the ways and means to use them to our benefit. So we let them enter through our eyes, which are the windows to our soul, beginning to activate more and more of that pure light of the Creator within. And then if I can ask you, sit comfortably in your chairs, feet flat on the floor, hands on your lap. Begin breathing in through your nose, a deep breath. Hold it for a moment. Exhale through your mouth. As it says, the breath we take is the breath of life that the Creator injected into us. So as you inhale air, oxygen, you're breathing in also the light of the Creator. The pause for a moment is to let it operate, activate from head to toe, more of the pure light within you. And as you're exhaling, you're letting go of all the blockages, all the curtains, all the ways and means that your soul's light was not being expressed. Just let yourself relax into the support of the chair, the seat that you're sitting on. Become more and more consciously aware of the warmth and the embrace of the light of the Creator that surrounds you, that always surrounds you. Allow yourself to give in to that warmth and that energy of pure unconditional love. Let those eyes of your heart see that it is truly the light of the Creator, and acknowledge it is also the light inside you. Realize that you've always been and are now more consciously supported by the light. It's always there, wants to bring you answers, protection, guidance, clarity. And we are now opening ourselves up more and more, with more desire, more willingness, and more surrender to the light, to be stronger channels, conduits that allow more of our 100%, our pure selves, to enter into us and channel through us to everyone on earth. And let's envision these nanoparticles of light, He, Zayin, Yud. See them above your head. See them shining, bright white light of the Creator, glowing, vibrating. As you now notice a beam coming from the upper worlds through them, it's allowing them to shine with this wonderful, powerful intensity to connect us to angels, our angelic support system. And now allow the He, Zayin, Yud to enter in through the top of your head. They call it the crown chakra. Feel its vibration. Strengthen your desire. Ask, beg to be able to feel your angels, see your angels, be more clearly guided by your angels. Let the He, Zayin, Yud flow from head to toe, activating the light in every cell of your being. Feel the greater radiance that's now awakened. Allow yourself to feel the joy, to feel happy, to feel peace, to feel love that the Creator has planted inside you, that's now being activated to a higher and more intense level. Allow yourself to feel bursting at the seams with this energy. And so allow a beam of light of the angelic part of you to shine out from the seat of your soul in your heart. Let it shine out to the heart of all your friends and family, sending with this light, this beam, the messengers called angels of love, tolerance, compassion, forgiveness, generosity, humility. That you can see the enlightenment that's now taking place in those family and friends. And then extend it through them out to all 8 billion parts of your soul in the 8 billion bodies of humanity. Sending angels, your angels, to their heart and soul, that's awakening the light and the angelic forces in them. And see as that light is strengthening, intensifying, it is transforming their layers of darkness that you see them only as light. The light taking away the limitations, that illusion of darkness. That you are staying connected to that light in every part of your world, in every person in your world. Let that intensity grow until that's all you see. Light, love, unity, and peace. Take note of the feeling you have now in your heart, the vibration of true unconditional love, that greater sense that the light is your protection, the light is your true blessings. And that it is that light, as you extend it out, removing all your darkness and all your chaos. Remember the feeling you have now of that greater sense of unconditional love. Keep those eyes of your heart open and the gates of your heart. Let them be open to extend your love outward, to feel your angels, see your angels, and to send those angels constantly out towards others, all time, in all ways. And take one more deep breath to anchor it into your heart and soul. And as you slowly exhale, opening your eyes. Well, thank you all for being here. It's great to see you. Keep coming back. Tell your friends. All of you who are watching us online, Please, for those of you here, go online. If I could ask you, the faster we spread this, if something touched you today, go out and share it. Just go on Facebook, share it. Let it go out there to whoever's ready for it. Don't decide who they are or who they're not. Just send it out there unconditionally. Those of you online, please, you'll do the same. And I look forward to having an amazing week. God bless, and see you next week. And keep sending. I hear only from a few of you. Please send me your miracles, your questions, and let me know how you're evolving. All right? God bless. Have a great day. Thank you for joining us. If you liked what you saw, subscribe to this channel that you'll be notified when we post new videos. Share the video with your friends that can also benefit. And check out the website, www.kabbalah.com. That's Kabbalah, for hundreds of articles and classes. Wish you an amazing day, and God bless.